Hello, dads. How you doing? I'm here to ask one question. When is the last time you talked to your daughter? When is the last time you sat down and had to listen to what she had to say, uninterrupted? And then when she was finished, gave her a strong reply and told her how much you loved her, and discovered that that relationship was so crucial and so meaningful that if you had your choice, you would do it every day. I want you to stay tuned because that's what this show is about. The benefits of sitting down and talking with your daughter and reconnecting. Okay, I'm back. I had to find a place to get in some shade because today the sun is really out there. It's immense. But I want to get back to this topic and the focus. And the focus is the last time you've made time for your daughter, the last time you've talked with her, the last time you've really sat down and listened to her. And not just do the obligatory, how you been, how you doing, but you really jump right in the ocean of her life and decided to take a swim and discovered that there's been some rough currents, some nice currents, and just some days where she was just peaceful and calm. And she shared everything with you. Now for me, that's happened recently. And me and my daughter had an opportunity to talk for hours. And in those hours, I discovered so much about myself that I didn't even know. I also recognized how much she had paid attention to every little step, every movement, every decision I made, and how it impacted her and how it was meaningful to her at times. And at other times, my decisions didn't mean anything to her. But she was always there. She was always pondering. She always wanted to share, but she didn't. And me giving her this opportunity to share, to show how much she cared, and to have me understand some important things, it meant everything to me. And gentlemen, this is what it's all about. It's about you allowing her to really discover what it is and what it's like to sit down with a man and bare your heart, open your heart, and lay it all on the table. And whatever the results are, you live with the results. But you listen without judgment. And when she's finished, you either say, I'm thankful, I'm sorry, I love you, and I'm so glad we had this time in this space because we're really growing and we're going to that next level. And you let her know that there aren't any moments where the two of you cannot share because you don't just care, you love her deeply. She has to know that. And so this was the ponderance of things that we went through because we was, in a sense, renegotiating our relationship, determining new protocols for how we deal with one another, and making sure that these things are set in stone. Well, not set in stone, but making sure that there's always room for growth and development. And so I understood very much what I needed to do moving forward. But I also understood how much of my actions and my behaviors have affected her life and impacted her in some good ways, but also impacted her in some ways that she wasn't too happy about. And I had to be a man and say I'm sorry, and that these things will never happen again, and I have learned. And trust me, I have learned. These moments have been painful, truthful, eye-opening, and gut-wrenching, just to get to this place where me and my daughter can now have the conversation of a lifetime, and that's sharing everything. We talk about her relationships, everything that happens under this sun. Me and her talk about it, and we don't leave anything out. And yes, dads, they're going to tell you some things that you don't want to hear, and you have to suck it up, and you have to buckle up, and you're going to have to be ready for the bumps and the bruises, because they're going to give you a grade on your parental upbringing of them. Sometimes you might not get the grade that you're looking for. I know sometimes we feel that we A+ parents, and in their mind you're a B+, a B, maybe sometime even a C, and you got to live with that. But if you search and you listen intently, you'll see that some of them grades are justifiable, and at other times they get it wrong. But nevertheless, they want you to understand that every day in school with you as a parent, they didn't enjoy it. And even though you was there to guide and teach and direct, to them, it felt lonely. It felt confusing. And so now they need clarification as to why you did some of the things you did. And that's when the magic happens. That's when you sprinkle that special sauce on the relationship, and you start moving and you start cooking, because now she has the freedom and the wide open space to connect with you and let you know what it was like. And you can take it, leave it, accept it, and say, you know what, my goal is to always be the best parent possible. And as a parent, there's just some things you might not understand. And if I hurt you, honey, please forgive me. But from this point on, I don't ever intend to visit those ways again. I'm really dedicated to being the best dad that I could possibly be. And I'm not talking about a father, I'm talking about a dad. I'm talking about the activities of loving and giving, and listening and being there. I'm not talking about making a child. I'm talking about being there for all of the moments. I'm talking about when the call comes in, Daddy, I need you. And you're there. You hang up and you're there. Make sure your daughter knows you love her. Make sure your daughter knows that you will cover her. Make sure your daughter knows that there can never be a block or wall in between the two of you. Another important thing to understand, gentlemen, this relationship is so important between you and your daughter because she's the second woman in your life that loves you unconditionally with no strings attached. The first one was your mother. And because my daughter has made me a study and has taken the time out to assess me and address me at times, I'm such a better man for myself, in my life, and in my relationships, because she teaches me not to be so cynical, so serious, and to see the value in the little things. She made me understand that your happiness is a series of steps. And Dad, if you really want this happiness, there's just a few tweaks that you need. So gentlemen, call your daughter and see if she can give you some of the tweaks that you need in your life And remember, she's there to love you unconditionally. And listen to her without critique. Guide her when necessary. But remember, at this point, she's a full-grown woman and she's looking for a friend, a fatherly figure, not someone to rule her, just someone to say, you know what, honey, consider this or consider that. Whatever your decision, I will love you through it. As always, this is JB the Mentor, and daughters are special, daughters are loving. So give your daughter a call today and say, hey honey, can we talk a bit? I need to catch up because I miss you. And if you do that, I guarantee you some things will happen that is beyond your imagination. And you'll get the biggest bang for your buck with your daughter. As always, if you love this content, leave comments below. Make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, that bell in the middle, so that when new content is released, you'll be the first ones to receive it. Remember, you're the first man in their lives, and that means a great deal. So get out there and do what's necessary. Show that girl some love. Until the next show, daddies, do your part.